Okie dokie. I'm on here. I feel like I forgot to send a few emails, but we'll see what happens. I apologize, guys. I know I'm kind of out of it, tired, lack of sleep. Hey. Vintage, I think I sent it to your old email, maybe not the other one. I'm not really sure. Hector, I sent you one in your email. And sent order, do you want a link, sir? Where is everyone? I don't know. It's only been like 1 minute and 30 seconds. Replying to the title on my screen stream. Oh my gosh, I've been dyslexic and can't even talk. Anywho, it will be okay. And no one's turn. Well, no, his little picture showed up next to it. Hey, young coin hunter. Hey, S-Mac. Really need to figure out this Discord business and just be able for like all of you guys to see it there. So be like sending it out again. Yeah. Oh, there's a Hector. Sending it out again.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we doing? How you doing?
Yeah. Exhausted.
That's back.
Hello. Hello.
How are we doing?
Hello, exhausted.
That's back.
Hello. Is that you? Because I don't even have YouTube up.
Yeah, I turned it off.
Okay.
You're right about lack of sleep. These last few weeks, I've been switching my sleeping pattern. So I'm gonna have to start, going to bed at least by 1:30, 2 o'clock at least. And tomorrow's senior day, so we get to go shopping early without everybody being inside of the store except for us old people. And the funny thing is, I don't see the age. I just hear the age. Does that make sense to you? I don't know.
Yeah. I can remember my mom saying, "No, but to McDonald's," which this has been, more than 10 years ago. She said, they asked me if I got my AARP discount for my coffee. And she said, I told them no.
Heck, I use it. I went to the day that they took 15% off my $6.99 Big Slam. Heck yeah.
I told her, just chill out, woman. Like, you look for deals anywhere else. I was like, why is that? She's like, because I just have to admit it's real then. Like, yeah, I understand.
It's so funny that people are saying that I come out of the blue with some really, like zingers, and I'm going, that's normally me, but I don't come out, like swinging like some people do.
Yeah, but you're not all, hey, look at me,
Yeah. The conversation I had today, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was curious. I was like, what was going on? I was guessing that you were probably talking to Rich Callie, but I didn't know. Just
no, it was much more of a fringe item, and it had to do with flat Earth. They really believe the Earth is flat, and they said I was so indoctrinated that only problem is that their faith-based religion is where they use their faith in order. It says in the Bible that the Earth is flat.
Okay, there used to be some flat earthers that would come over into the pouring community, and they just would. It was one or two people, but they do it just to mess with them. And they finally just were like, okay. And then somebody else, bless their heart, came in with a similar like flat Earth, this or that after it, and they're like,
Mhm.
no, I didn't come in here to like impose my opinions on you. They're like, no, I'd like coins.
So I just listened. And I wrote it down. Some of the stuff I wrote down, and I'm gonna check it out, and then I'm gonna come. See, the only thing is that when I told them that when you go out to the beach and you look at that line, you already see the curvature of the earth. From the
Mm-hmm.
point of what your eyesight to the very edge of that line where you think it's between the skies and the beach line, and you
Mm-hmm.
see it curve, that's 26 miles. If you were to shoot a straight line from your eyesight to that line and go straight out, you would not hit another mountain because they believe that the earth is like a map, like North
Yeah.
America, South America, and you go east, you hit into Europe and Africa. You
Mm-hmm.
go west, you're going to go to Asia and Japan. And I'm saying, well, okay, I know we can't see that far, but if you can build a telescope that you can see, they say, 1,000 miles, like we can see, millions of miles above the earth, will you see the next country across the ocean? They didn't answer me. And I said, okay, how about this? When you stand on, let's say, North America, and you drill a hole for the instance of saying that maybe the earth is round, and you drill a hole straight into the earth, into the other side, and where do you pop up? And if you do
Right.
drill through the ground, how deep can you go without falling out of the bottom of whatever you think is a flat?
Yeah. Where do you go?
And all I heard was,
Crickets.
and then I said, what happens when you stand on, let's say, the very tip of South America and you stand on the very tip of Alaska and you wave at each other, thinking you can see each other?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you see each other from that distance? And if you do, let's say if we are around, then why is your feet facing the same way your feet at the Antarctic are? Or how about this? If you lay out the earth and
Mm-hmm.
even if you're 1,000 miles away, let's say you're in Mexico and then you go 1,000 miles, let's go 5,000 miles and you're in Guatemala, Venezuela. If you look
Mm-hmm.
up, do you see the same stars?
It. Yeah, you do.
You-
But I mean, time of year. I mean,
exactly. Exactly. Because the tilt of the earth and
Yeah.
the rotation of the earth, and because they really believe that the earth is the center of the universe and the sun evolves around us. That's why the sun comes up in the east and settles in the west. And I said, well, since the sun is the center of our solar system, and the sun does not rotate other than its own, orbit, doesn't have an orbit. It has its own axis. We have an axis and an orbit, so that when we turn, that's why we have seasons. They said no. They said that I was indoctrinated. But that's okay.
And that's the only answer they had for you.
Hmm?
I said that's the only reply or response or retort they
Well,
had.
they did, but I just couldn't keep it all in because I've never heard some of these theories, like
Mhm.
the satanic method. I had to look it up because I never heard it before.
What's that?
Some I'm still researching and I can't really tell you because I really. Ooh, salutations! You guys educated.
Yes, I love me some Shakatan FC. He's a pretty smart guy.
Oh, wait a minute.
Mhm.
The where are you from? Oh, yeah, I haven't heard before, well. Yeah, have a good day. We'll see you, What if we're staying somewhere else?
Oopsie.
It's okay. I figured you hit the wrong button. You know, so
That's usually what I do.
I am sleeping more in the daytime, and I never do that. So where's
The
Shakotan?
sound went completely.
No, I hear you.
Hey, Vintage, I sent it to your Facebook Messenger instead, and Stearns, and sent orders. Captain Jerk, have you been? Oh my God, my friend Tim and I were watching the end of that stream where Cheap and John had on his silver beret, and Bill 457 was clipping his coupons for the tacos, and Majestic. Oh my gosh, we were laughing so hard today at that.
I didn't think Stern remembered me drinking that one time. It was on with you guys.
I mean, I do, but it's just when they were talking about boobs, and you were like, I haven't met a pair I didn't like. You said, but it was like, Hector just cracked wise, you know. It's normally just like.
The thing is that, you know, I don't like rah-rahs. In high school, the rah-rahs were like really sociis. I mean, that's what we used to call them in high school. And they were always the ones, and for some reason, they're always the one with the best figures, the standout, protrusions, to put it that way. And well,
we're having a heck of a morning.
Yeah. But I thought there were always faults. They always looked for, in my high school, especially my high school, it was a private high school, very expensive. And I worked in the library. I worked in the cafeteria. I worked after school. I rode the bus to school, and
you did more than that. I mean, just not academically, but
yeah. And I grew up working in the fields. Most of my friends, on their 16th birthday, they got a car. On my 16th birthday, I got a basketball.
Oh, I do remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little different. Hey, Johnny Ray, how you doing, sir?
Johnny Ray Highway.
And maybe it's I guess going to Catholic school for 12 years has kept me reserved, and not. It's always been, I always put everybody out first. I put them first. I always come last. And you always think of another person. Like when I was working, I always had to make copies. We had one machine in our building, but everybody wouldn't fill the copy machine again. There's 4 trays, and that's 2,000 sheets. And I get there in the middle, and I'm the one time when one teacher says, "What are you doing that for? Teachers can do it." I said, "I know they can, but that's not very nice. We got to work together. Work together." And besides, playing sports has always been a team effort for me. Everything I do.
That's a very big part of your mantra, I think.
Yeah, and and I've had some really good discussions with atheists and agnostics, and we're still friends. I mean,
just because you don't believe the same thing doesn't mean you're like, oh, I don't have time for you in my life, or something, or don't appreciate other aspects of you as a person.
Well, I grew up in a time where just the way you looked, you weren't supposed to be in a certain part of town,
Oh, we've had lengthy, yeah.
So when people look down at each other because of their lack of funds, or no, that's even worse, because I've had some people say, "Oh, you're poor." Well, I ain't dirty,
Right.
My parents would never let us go out the door with holy pants, or barefooted, or going to church without a tie. Oh my God. And it was just a different time. I remember my uncles, man, they used to get dressed up just to go to the movies. And even my mom, she went through the Depression, so was my dad. And I remember them say, we came home from Fresno one time, and we came back to visit my parents. It was early enough, and we wanted to check on our parents and see how they're doing. And where'd you guys go? What are you guys celebrating? We didn't celebrate anything, Mom. We just went to eat.
Yeah.
That kind of different attitude. So
yeah, I know my mom, when we get ready for church on Sundays, she'd just be like, I can't believe people wearing jeans to church, and I thought I would be skipping and jumping to the door if I had to wear jeans. I had to wear little tights. And the
Mm.
first thing she said, I'd look in the rearview mirror and see, whoop, the flying in the back window.
Shoot, I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to see attractive women, or even women that think they're attractive and they try to look good in their outfits, right? And it's complimentary, But when they try to look more towards like going to beach wear, I mean, people come in the door with, yeah, and this is our church is like we hold 4,000 or 5,000 people at a time, and we have like 6 masses, so we have a.
Why would that match?
And they go in there wearing shorts. Hey, Vendich, how you doing?
Hey.
And
sorry.
No problem.
Hello.
It's just fun, listening to people's opinions, and I'm going, really? No wonder why the country's divided. They don't tolerate each other by what their opinions.
And how much, I love talking politics. I mean, half time I'm just like, I'm going to. But, you and Craig can have a discussion a little lengthier than the rest of us will get into it. But, but we don't argue about it.
No. As a matter of fact, I like guns. I do. I just don't think the people that, when my dad was in the service, he was coming home with his M1 Garand. He couldn't bring it home. And that was a semi-automatic weapon with only 8 bullets in it. Now we have full auto mags, with 30 in the clip or 100.
Yeah, and I know that crossover with you being in California, with you have that I don't even know what all arm thing makes it illegal, and Ted Nugent gets mad about it. That's all I know.
What was that, Stern?
They made the 30 clip illegal.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, you can't even buy it.
But Texas, though.
No, even Texas, yeah, because Colorado was one of the last ones that fought it too. But yeah, 30 banana clips and 30 clips, yeah, they're all illegal now. You can buy the kits.
You know what I heard just today? I just found out that Canada had a mass murder. 17 people.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The
guy was
what does Shakatan FC mean by I do like the idea of coin collectors being flat earthers? It matches nicely. How is that?
I'm not a flat earther.
How does that match? I would like to know.
Because he is a rare.
I don't know. I have no idea.
What? Sorry.
No, he is a rare, unusual bird that would like to get conversations going. So he'll do stuff like that on purpose.
Oh.
He's used to being on I wouldn't necessarily call it a drama channel, but it's pretty darn close. So, kind of poking the bears. Natural instinct, but no, he's really a nice guy. We were talking about flat earth.
Young men and old men do it. If you know Columbine, there were 15 and 16-year-olds who did it there. So
yeah, true. I know all about Columbine.
Yeah, that's
they believe 12 miles away.
Yeah, well,
people still go there on a frequent basis. They almost had to rebuild the school because of tourists.
That's sick. I mean, if they go over there to pay homage or light a candle or prayer for the people, that's one thing. But to be looking at, oh man, I don't know.
Yeah, it draws out creepy people. Yeah, there's a school shooting here. There's at least one school shooting in Colorado a year because I'm going to say Columbine started it, but it plays a huge part. Yeah, there's at least one a year here.
Yeah.
Last year, I think there was 3.
I know, and I bet you anything if they put a coin on it, people would buy it like crazy.
Oh yeah.
But
that's why
that's what I just said. I said it's the same shit as
That's back for the win. Whoop whoop.
Next time you guys make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, put cinnamon and sugar on it.
You know what? Do you know why the reason I let people talk? I want to know who they are.
No.
It's the only way. That's the only way you be careful of people. Let them say what they want to say.
Right.
If
I
you
stick my foot in my mouth all the time, but people still like me. So,
well,
Yeah.
Hoover, you and I have
True.
we've talked to was it Coin Collector Ohio? Oh, we talked to him a few times. He came out with some really oh my gosh. Okay, that's a 15-year-old talking. That's okay. Let him say what he needs to say, and then we kind of massage them, and that's how you let people calm down. Because if you don't say your opinion and you're afraid to say it, then it builds up on people.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not good to stifle yourself like that forever because
Well, you see, my worry is the kids that I work with. A lot of them have mental issues, and you can get a lot of kids. I mean, I see when I'm teaching, I see anywhere from 200 to 300 kids a day, and you hear some of the craziest crap that goes on. And then there's they're in gangs, or they're dealing, or they're drunk on campus, or smoking pot, and that's not the norm. It's not. Believe me, it's not the majority.
Well, I can contest to literally being one of those kids who did every single one of those things you just said.
And guess what? I was the one that got involved in getting in the middle of it. The crap. And they said that's none of my business. And a lot of times there was a few kids that one of our students just got found in the field in January. She was found missing because she met somebody from a mutual, I forget how it goes, from a mutual conversation on the phone, and she met up with him. Well, they just found her body in January. She was missing since October, and it had to do with drugs, and it had to do with sex trade and all that. And these are 15-year-old kids.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's why I let people talk, because you'll find out a lot of information.
So I didn't want to laugh during that story.
Has he heard of Isaac Newton?
I'm sure he has. No, actually, on Shakatan's channel, sometimes he'll just listen to music and talk about things going on in the world. Sometimes there is a book about Vietnam he was reading. I think he read for like 3 hours to us one night. I'm not sure, and I missed a lot of it because I was in and out. But man, by the time he was explaining the actual like nitty gritty of the book to me, I was just like, okay, I wasn't expecting that,
Well, that's my time period when Vietnam ended.
I'm a fan of Egyptian and not History Channel Egyptian. Actual, like, legit research, not History Channel research. Because when they start saying that Hitler and Jesus or Hitler and aliens had that's when the History Channel lost all of its credibility to me. Was when the Hitler and aliens. Still, no. I'm sorry, but no.
It's just like when I would hear the government like when Nixon was going on and Johnson. I was in middle school and high school when they were talking about how Vietnam was going, but my cousins were all coming back from Vietnam, and some were in the military intelligence, and then some of the stuff they were saying, like my uncle Ralph, he was in Korea and Vietnam, and he would hear and say things that. Okay, but the news said this, and no, it wasn't true.
Yeah.
Who's here? Oh, hey, Al.
What up, Al?
Hey, Al. How you doing?
Hey,
Albert, as Hector calls me.
Is somebody speakers in the background?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Anthony Goodley. Will you guys quit calling Albert old? He's 7 years older than I am.
I think it's funny that you call him Albert, so I'm gonna call him Albert now.
I cannot call him Uncle Albert or Uncle Al. He's younger than I am.
I'm not gonna call him Uncle Albert.
I call him Albert.
I'm gonna call him Albert now because I find that awesome.
Hey.
It was just like it's just I had an assistant when I was working at a big store, and the girl one time, and she was a lesbian, and she was telling me, check that chick out. I guess, can you stop
like,
doing
all right.
that? They said, no, you can't do that. You're my assistant. You can't talk to your boss that way. And one time
She's not hitting on you.
no, she wasn't. But I had to put her in her place because she wasn't supposed to be describing our customers that way.
You had to put her in her place. That's aggressive, Hector.
Well, I did.
Where'd Hoover go? Where's she gone?
Where'd she go?
Oh, she hits the button sometimes the wrong time, or the cursor hits the wrong area and it knocks her off sometimes.
Or she's switching to the hot tub.
Hey, are you guys having trouble signing on sometimes in the daytime?
Yeah.
You too,
No,
Vintage?
but I can't watch videos above 400 or 480 resolution.
Well, I called up
Really?
my service provider, and they say it's because everybody's home using their Wi-Fi. It's cutting
Yeah,
off.
that's what they told me.
As I told you too.
I can get on. I can get on, but every video is the lowest quality that you can watch. If I change it to any better resolution, it buffers every 4 seconds.
Well, I keep mine's at 720, and I keep it that way.
I can't get to 720 right now. I'm sitting at either 320 or 480.
Mine's usually set to HD.
Yeah,
And-
mine's normally set to HD. You're 720 at the lowest.
Yay, she's back.
I give up every time I try to open freaking Facebook Messenger. Like this one goes.
Yeah.
You might need more RAM.
Oh, it's
yeah,
that tab. Yeah, ram it in your head and keep it there.
Okay.
But there is like it's like hot record, like it's like way too many on at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Is how they explained it to me.
They knew it was going to happen.
What the guy who explained to me was like putting your thumb on a nozzle on front of a hose. It restricts it, and the pressure just comes out when it gets to you, but it doesn't fill the whole area. So when you put, it's like pressure upstream that you can't get more to the people behind you. It's only to the people that are in front. And the closer you are to the main hub, the better it is for you.
Oh.
So it's a combination of three things.
They knew it was going to happen, though. So they're doing this is
Right
they're doing it on purpose to keep a bigger problem from happening.
Right.
And this is a preemptive measure, and I appreciate they're doing it because if they flooded it and broke the system, can you imagine the reaction if the whole world was stuck at home for 3 days with no internet?
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, it would be World War III right now. Right now, it would start, and it would be a civil war. It would start with white husbands and wives. They would just murder each other.
But would our downloads still be available?
No, if the internet
downloaded.
Well,
if everything goes, everyththing's gone. When they break the system from flooding, it's done. You have.
Hey, I'll descend order.
You have it on your stuff, like it's in.
Oh yeah, as long as it's saved to your device, yeah, you can keep that stuff.
Yeah.
My wife isn't crazy about this. This is the first time I ever grew the beard in about 40 years.
It looks good. It looks fine.
You're growing white. I hope I get white. I would rather go white than gray.
Actually, on this side, it's a little bit on the red side. Very few strands are left are red.
Yeah, my left side of my beard gets red.
You know,
a little red.
They say that's because it's red Irish.
Yeah. Oi, I knew that.
Yeah. No, there's
no. Oi.
Oi.
Well, I went to a channel today that I got into the panel, but I didn't put my picture on. They started telling me this, and then they're asking questions. So I'm giving them answers. And so, how do you know this stuff? And this is because I lived through it mostly. And then when I put on my picture on, and then one guy's go, "Dude, I know you're that old. How old do you think I am?" Well, you look at least 40. You liar.
Do you have an autographed Bible?
Oh gosh.
Oh no!
Damn.
What happened?
You're
It's going over my head. I don't know.
No,
Autograph.
no. I asked if you had an
so
autographed
old to
Bible.
have an autographed Bible. So I said, wah, wah, wah. Yeah.
Okay.
Good dad.
Oh, I see. Okay, I got it now.
You're not
Damn.
supposed to be funny.
I'm trying to see if I can get the
He
glare out
was
of
trying to
my
outdo
eyeglasses.
me earlier. He's saying,
Yeah, I'm gonna let it grow, Albert.
where are you, Al? Why can't I see you in Messenger?
Albert.
Is he on Facebook right now?
Alberto.
Oh, there you are. I found you.
Actually, you can call him Beto.
Alberto. Alberto.
Alpaca. Is that what Sheldon
Alpaca.
called it?
They spit.
Not an alpaca.
Oh, shit.
Come on now.
Alpaca.
Yeah. Like, they're mean. I'll take that.
You know
Those
what?
are the camels.
Speaking of which, I did not know you could eat alpacas.
What?
And
Yeah.
yeah, you don't even have to be invited to do it.
I did not. Well, they're an antelope family. Or no,
Yeah,
camel.
it's like sheep.
They're a camel. They're a camel. They're a camel.
Yeah, it's like eating sheep into the Middle East.
Wow.
Oh,
It's like, and sheep's not bad. Yeah, like we eat sheep. It literally is like, yeah.
Hey, Sen Hoarder. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble now.
What's that?
It's a little more it's a little more protein lean. Like that's why you're not supposed to eat nothing but rabbit. You'll
Uh-huh.
get protein poisoning. You get protein poisoning because there's not enough fat content. You have to have fats in your food, or else your body will poison itself with proteins, and you'll die. You can literally die from poisoning yourself with too much protein.
When I was
You got
taking
to
in
have a balanced diet, huh?
when I was taking a class in kinesiology for conditioning, we had to measure our athletes, and we couldn't get them below the 4%. And the reason is that the clotting in the blood won't happen if there's not enough fat in there.
Yeah, and really gamey meat, so like elk and rabbit and small game meat and stuff. It's super protein.
Does he know? Does he know that in some places they eat dog?
I agree. I agree, Shaq. I wouldn't eat an alpaca either. Yeah.
oh my god.
That's why I love going to his channel when he's got stuff up because it doesn't stay up either. It's just like you're not right, but that was great. You just never know.
Holy shit.
And he has a cute dog, so I'm sucking for the dog too. So
I've seen people eat horse, but I'd never ate it.
I've never
Oh,
eaten it, but I
never.
know it is a thing because wild horses like there is still wild horses, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't eat it. It's the thing smoked it.
Hell no.
Snack, I don't know if you're being.
I do like bison bacon.
I tried it.
different
I
than
tried it, but it's so tough.
I don't know if you're being.
It's so rich. It's so rich. It's purple. Yeah.
It's tough. I mean, it's a tough. I
The
don't know.
bison bacon's good. Bison steak is tough. Bison bacon is oddly delicious. It's like, oh man, it's like a beef jerky bacon cross mix. It's oddly rich and delicious.
Hmm.
It's like purple. When you get it fresh, it's like purple.
Doctor
Before you
Who.
fry it up.
Hey, Al.
Sorry, I was still asleep.
Hello, Mr. Albert.
I forgot to mute YouTube.
I know this was a Doctor
Young
Who.
Coin Hunter is Young Coin Hunter. Is that a weird way of you saying you want to eat a vagina?
Oh.
So who's the
I
buddy?
mean, either that or you actually do want to eat a cat. That's even weirder. So I'm gonna go with that's a vagina reference.
Let's
That makes
hope
me feel
it
better.
is that or a catfish.
I didn't get the bunny ear.
Right?
Who's that?
Oh, that's a
Bitch,
Vintage.
so
That's Vintage Soul. Pickle Rick. Hey, Doctor Who.
What about?
Hi.
This train is gaining speed. That's what Johnny said.
Al, did you have Dr. Who's email?
What's that?
Do you have Doctor Who's email?
No, he never gave it to me.
Okay.
That's a good stretch right there.
And I'm starving all of a sudden.
I know. I just ate a peanut butter and jelly and cinnamon and sugar sandwich.
Let me ask you this: you guys all like fried chicken?
Oh, there's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like fried
Mhm.
chicken? That would be un-American.
Well, it depends on how well, never mind.
How you fry it?
The reason is that a friend of mine will make chicken. He won't eat it hot. He'll put it in the refrigerator, and the next day he'll eat it with a cold beer. He likes
Texture
fried,
issue.
huh?
It's a texture issue.
Well, wouldn't it be softer when you first cook it?
Yeah, and it hardens up when you freeze it or when it gets cold. So I imagine he prefers the tougher chicken. Yeah.
Wow. And then the second thing he does, he pours not ketchup. What do you call it? Molasses on it.
On what?
He likes molasses on his chicken. I mean, I've never seen it in a combination before.
I
No,
was thinking of waffles.
Have you ever dipped your chicken nuggets in honey and then already dipped your
No.
chicken? It's delicious.
I
Put
don't
honey
like.
in your
Sauce in the honey, or maybe the honey then
No.
yeah, because it slides.
no, just,
Anyway,
I'll drizzle honey on my barbecue on my crispy chicken all day.
Well, I'll
It's
put
delicious.
chicken on my chicken
I
nuggets. I
like
come
the
home, get a
sour.
salsa. Yeah, I can't do sweet and sour.
See, I'll do
Barbecue.
pure honey, just straight honey on my chicken. Delicious.
I had a phase where I did that for a little bit, but
I
then again,
guess,
I used
But
to
I only
ketchup
like I
more.
mix between sweet and sour and hot mustard. It's weird.
I guess I did have Doctor
I like-
Who's email.
Princess.
I'm not a fan of mustard to begin with, so
My wife she puts mustard, gourmet mustard, whatever that is. She puts it
I
in
can
corn
hide-
tortillas.
The great
Anytime
corn.
that you have ribs, anytime I cook ribs, I will make sure that there's mustard on it because anytime you've had restaurant quality ribs, they
Mhm.
do a mustard dry rub before they do any of their actual seasoning.
You know, there's
You can never taste it.
I've heard that before.
They normally brown sugar it afterwards, and it gets rid of all the mustard flavor. But there's always like 95% of the time you've ever had professional ribs that has a mustard coat before they do anything.
Because there was one of my coworkers used to put mustard overnight on catfish, and then he would bread it the next morning, and then he would deep fry it. Man, I don't like catfish,
Good
but
stuff.
the way he did it, oh my gosh, it was good.
catfish.
Hot
We had
dog
fish.
with ketchup.
I
I
like
eat the
fish.
tail.
Nope.
Hey, I caught a 36-pound carp, and we kept it and smoked it for an entire day. Smoked it for a day with this beautiful mesquite and plumwood smoke. Ended up being not bad.
Hmm.
And that's rare because carp is not. This carp is not one of the sought
Yeah,
after
carp.
fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But it's basically that's what cod is.
Fish world.
Cod is a saltwater carp, and that is what is every fish sandwich ever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, true.
That's all it is. It's just there. It has more to eat and less pollution from human. But yeah, cod is a saltwater carp, in my mind.
Oh, you know what I had the other day? Last weekend, my wife made it, and this is for me a bacon wrapped hot dog.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
what.
Awesome.
I'd never had one till last weekend.
You know the
Sorry,
jalapeno
guys,
poppers?
it's like covering it up with the hide, and I can't read it.
Dude, we used to do. We get jalapenos and hollow them out, put cream
Uh-huh.
cheese in them, and then wrap them in bacon and fry them up.
Yeah, they called
Bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers.
poppers. Yeah,
Yeah, well, hot
Oh,
dogs.
man. I
Hot
need to
dog-
make them.
Hot dogs. I use cream cheese and diced onions.
Onions. No, thank you.
Layer the cream cheese right over top of the dog. Oh my god, it's good.
I don't do
Huh.
onions, but I do like sauerkraut and jalapenos on a good old Polish brat.
have you tried kimchi?
What kimchi? Yeah.
Kimchi is like almost like a sauerkraut, but
Yeah.
it's almost.
Yeah.
But isn't it bitter though? A little more bitter.
Well, you know what
Yeah.
they do with it, right, guys? Well, I guess not. I've never had it. Like
Oh,
real kimchi.
They
I don't
bury
even
it.
know what it is.
It's
You
cabbage.
take cabbage. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You probably
No,
have
I'm
better
trying to
idea.
do this email to get
Oh, okay.
Doctor Who the link anyway. So.
Kimchi is a Korean delicacy where they take cabbage and they ferment it in the ground for a month.
Yeah,
It's
In a jar, though.
that's
in a
very
jar. It's in a jar. Yes, it's in a
that's
jar.
very spicy. You can get out of Walmart. What do you call it? Deli garden area.
You basically mold it to death and then enjoy the death.
Oh, it
Well,
burns.
like cabbage alcohol.
Yeah, basically, it's like making hooch with cabbage. Yes.
There you go.
Damn.
Oh,
And it smells divine. Let me tell you.
Yeah, it's
Smells
exactly
like-
what you think.
I can-
It's cabbage hooch.
I can only do 1 jar a year. Oh my god!
Okay.
But the stuff is really good.
I was like, we normally
done
do. We used to do one thing of hooch with oranges. We used to do an orange hooch and put it above the fridge for 1 year because it takes about a year to make the right way.
Well, Sanhor has a good idea. He's talking about the crab legs at Costco when it was like $45 a pound, but you're paying for the legs bone, not the meat. But
Yeah.
usually if you go to a restaurant like on the coast, it's like $200 a plate.
Yeah,
For a pound.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit there and try to get every little bit out of the frickin' crab meat. So
Exactly.
I won't even order it.
That's why I won't order Dungeness crab or the other ones.
King crab only.
Yeah, king crab only for that price.
Yeah,
Oh,
king
yeah.
crab is easy. King crab's easier to open.
Mhm.
The meat versus weight quality is better, and even the pricing in itself is so much less than snow crab or any of that. And I don't think the quality is much less. I prefer the king crab quality versus the snow crab quality anyway.
We've had it boiled first and then a 5-minute on a barbecue. The smoke alone, oh my gosh, it makes it really good.
I'm a good cook. That's one thing I will. That's a horn I'll toot. And then boop, boop. I'm decent at cooking because I study that shit. And I'm a fan of brining things. Yeah, soak your meat. Soak your meat overnight. If you're doing a barbecue and you're cooking, you soak your meat in half sugar, half salt water. Mix the two. Most people don't know about the sugar mix.
Yeah, I
The salt opens up the pores.
You guys
Salt
been
opens up the pores. The sugar mixes in and makes it sweet and helps your glaze stay when you're doing the coat.
You guys have been in lockdown too long. Now we're talking about
Right.
all this good food.
Well, it's because it's
I'm
outside illegal.
starving. I
My
gotta
girl,
go
my
make some
girl's sitting in
food.
my storage.
Hey, Vintage, if you had a choice right now for food, what would you have? What would you like to have right now at this moment?
I'm
Man,
giving her an option. It's not multi-choice. Oh,
y'all give me a choice.
No,
you'll never get an answer
I
unless you
can
give her a
start already.
multiple question.
Would you prefer chicken, a fish, or beef?
Uh,
A
I
steak.
got the right answer.
I was all beef. I was like, if you're going that broad, beef all day. Because I could go for a prime rib right now all day.
I'm not crazy
I
about
could
prime
eat,
rib.
I would
I
like.
could eat a 35
honestly,
ounce prime
Red
rib.
Lobster would get the ultimate feast because then you get a steak with that.
Yeah.
All of it.
And the thing is,
So I could see,
my wife and I would order the same thing. We'd just trade. I'd take her steak. You should take my seafood.
if anybody
I'll eat
knows
the
of a place where if you eat a giant steak, you get it for free, let me know. Because as soon as we're allowed to get out of here, I'm going to go get me a free ass steak.
Texas.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was just say Scott did one of those.
biscuits,
I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
I tried,
we got it
but
down
the one
here.
The one
biscuits.
I hear is about it's got burritos, but it's got 4 pounds of potatoes in this burrito. In the
Good
breakfast
God.
burrito. Yeah, it's a 7-pound breakfast burrito, and if you eat it, it's free. And 4 pounds of it is potatoes. I can't do that much potato. I've
That's
tried.
No, see, that's a filler.
Yeah,
That's why they do that.
Bread.
yeah.
Yeah, I like,
No, if you can do 4 pounds of rice in the same combo, I can do that. My body digests rice like immediately.
Johnny's right. Johnny Ray. He knows that there's one in Texas and Amarillo. There's one there. I can't remember the name of the place, but I remember
Yeah,
going
there is.
there.
But you give me protein, my
Ryan, how's it
my
going?
body annihilates protein like I'm a kid from Cambodia. Like, I'll pound back some protein.
When my brother-in-law does tri-tip, I know
Pack
not
some
everybody-
protein.
not
Yeah,
everybody
like a
knows, but
whore on Colfax. Yeah, I mean Colfax is on
Sorry.
Hoover Street here.
Scent Hoarder, you don't like prime rib? Oh my
I'm
gosh.
not crazy about prime rib myself.
Okay,
I-
T-bone's
I-
my favorite.
Surf and turf with prime rib and crab legs is like my favorite meal in the effing world. With no sauce, a little bit of Worcester to dip my steak in. No
I've
steak
never had
sauce. No.
prime rib.
We have a casino up here on Wednesdays. They have what they call surf and turf for $9.99, all you can eat.
Yeah.
That'd be good. I don't trust this. I don't trust the quality.
I guarantee.
No, the quality is good. I'm picky. These guys are chefs. They're not what do you call it? Fly by. Yeah, these guys are good. We went a few times, and we haven't gone since last year. But the last time we went, $9.99 for all you can eat surf and turf.
Oh, give me all the grilled shrimp.
After this lockdown, give me $20 a surf and turf plate.
See, I go to one place and it's Mickey's. It's because it's the only place that'll serve me a steak over 20 ounces. It's the only place I can find that has a porterhouse. I think it's like 25 ounce porterhouse. Because I can eat.
Hey Stern, all you gotta do is go find yourself a butcher, not a store.
I do. I can cut me.
And just tell them, hey, I want you to cut me a 40 ounce whatever.
Yeah,
my butcher retired.
Hey Johnny Ray, I can't eat a 72-ounce steak. Oh my god!
Oh, I can. I can do that all day.
That's the steak that's for free, ain't it?
I've tried. Yeah, if you eat
it is.
You can eat it.
Guarantee
you get it for free.
Without even
You have to eat the whole plate like you have to.
And you have to do it in an hour.
Yep.
Yeah, see now.
Yes.
Not me.
I can do that. I could do that easily.
Well, I bet you've got a skinny stomach.
Yeah, I got one of those hollow leg syndromes that you just like. Yeah, I can balloon it.
The more you eat, the less you. Yeah.
Hello, Dr. Who.
Hello, Dr. Who.
How is everybody this morning,
Hey.
this evening? Oh, yeah, morning.
Morning.
Oh, I got to turn the light on here.
Those look to be rather old OBW rolls.
Back in my day, I could eat a 72-ounce. Ew.
I would start
You have a
myself
bit of a
all day.
tint.
Remember the Whopper triples? How many of those could you eat?
One.
Oh, bro, I wasn't a McDonald's fan, but we used to do the
Whopper was Burger King.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Big Mac.
we did the Baconator. We did the Baconator quad
That's
stacks.
Wendy's.
There was a place here just north of us in the next town. Well, you know how you guys always hear that everything's bigger in Texas? You know, big steaks, big, burgers and all that. There was a place up here just north of my town, and they had a place called Mammoth Orange. Their hamburgers were half pound cooked. You can order single, double, and triple. And they're all half pound. So the biggest burger they had was a 1.5 pound burger. It was the size of your small plate. It was awesome. People from the San Francisco would come down, just in the Bay Area and San Francisco and Sacramento would come down just to that place. They used to be.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what I liked about.
Well,
That's what
we
I
have
liked
Jim's
about
Burger
Water.
Haven.
That's what I liked about Waterburger.
Jim's
Yeah.
Burger Haven had 6-inch patties.
They had big patties and there was like triples and stuff like that. You could get.
Pickle Rick.
Hi, Melissa.
That's
Sorry,
harder than I
guys,
thought it
but
was.
I have to see Pickle Rick.
That's way harder than I thought it was going to be.
Silverman.
Hi,
you see
Melissa.
Silverman?
That's way harder than I thought it was going to be. I want one of those real bad.
Yeah, the sliders. Yeah, I couldn't eat them. There's too much bread.
Yeah, I want one of those real bad.
Not enough meat.
Young coin hunter. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I have my keychain picker Rick is here somewhere. He's on my keys somewhere.
I'd go
And then
and
it's a Rick and Morty dangling on my blind turner because I lost the phone.
Ah, cool, man.
hey,
I'm about it. Rick and Morty's a shit.
Hell yeah.
The new ones start what, the beginning of next month?
Yeah, March 7th, I think, or 17th.
Have you guys seen the spin-off from it?
Oh, I don't like that.
No.
The Japanese thing. Oh,
No.
they're selling out. They're selling out.
No, they have It's like two aliens, and it's from one of the creators of Rick and Morty. It's drawn exactly the same. It looks pretty funny.
think I left Adult Swim on and it started playing when I fell asleep.
I've only seen an ad for it. But yeah, it looks
Hey,
funny.
young coin hunter, don't be sorry that you have to be innocent because you still are until you get married or get out of your parents' house.
Oh, that means I'm innocent? Yeah.
Well, you're a little different. You can invite people into your house and nobody don't know.
Because I've never been married.
Never?
No, I've never been married. No.
Yeah, Doctor Who likes jelly.
He's only 25. How could that?
No, I'm 31.
Oh, I'm sorry, 31. But
I've only been married once, and that's now for 2 years.
Yeah, I don't claim my shit.
I gotta give her props for that. That's good. Vintage, that was good. That was good. I gotta give you a vintage for that. Here, I'm gonna give you some props.
Hey, Al.
I always said I would never get married.
Well,
Hey, Al.
Yes,
Al, I got a hold. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yes,
Hey,
Doctor.
hey, George.
I got a hold of Dave the day after, and him and I and Menahune and a couple others have been chatting on Instagram, their version of this live stream, only private.
Yeah, I know.
Huh.
And
I know what it is.
he said hello.
I know. I'm trying to get better at it. Who? I'm
Dave's
sorry.
not here, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Did Craig?
As I said, I don't do Instagram and I don't bother with Discord.
Yeah,
I don't do this.
he didn't show his face, but he was there.
He won't. Yeah, he won't show his face.
Oh no. We were ragging on him about that. He says, "Oh, somebody met me at the bank and said, 'Are you coin sense and nonsense?'" And he gave a vague answer.
They figured it out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't Dave Morty?
No, he's Rick because
No.
I don't know. He has the garage and he goes out and tinkers in it to pour things. So he's Rick and I'm Dr. Morty.
Johnny married 3 times. You didn't learn the first time.
Oh,
That's all right. That's all right. I didn't learn the second time either.
Well, I tell you what, I've been married so long that if I ever do get divorced or my wife passes away ungodly method, or I'm never going to remarry again.
who's all on the panel? I know you're there, Melissa. Al's there.
Take that
I'm
down.
there.
Hector.
Oh?
Hector. Okay, Hector.
Super Silverman is the channel name.
That's Melissa. And this is Vintage.
Vintage. Okay. Hi. That's why I didn't know who that was. Hi, how you doing?
Good, you all right? I'm busy
And
slow.
somebody's what are those, pennies or dimes?
Pennies.
Pennies.
You know, I haven't even checked to go see the bank. They're open.
They're not open.
Only the drivers
Right.
are here.
Well, my bank has, when you go in, they have the outer door and they have like the ATM and the inner door is locked, so it's open 24/7. Well, they have a guard. They have a guard inside now, and you either have to call in and like make an appointment, sort of, to see somebody, or you got to use the drive-through. But if you don't, and you go in, the guards, they're all gloved and masks, and you got to be gloved and masked, and you got to say, "Oh, what are you here for?" And either you got to wait until they'll see you, or you go do your thing at the counter. But that's New York State.
Yeah, we know it's in order.
Yeah, we don't have one of those fancy things in the breezeway of the bank to throw the change in.
Oh,
Right?
The Walmart banks are open. But
Oh, most of our banks are in Walmarts have been closed, and they've been in grocery stores. They've closed them, and our drive-ups are no longer drive-ups. They're a drive-up to an ATM.
no, ours is still open. That's only because Walmart's open.
Mm-hmm.
and they don't block us from getting garden hoses and grass seed and all that paint like Michigan does.
You know, at Walmart and them, they want to limit people, and they want to limit people like a straight line. Like my grocery store has arrows. It's only one way.
Mm-hmm.
You got one way up and then back. You know, like a snake, back and forth now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up and down. And I guess you're supposed to say something like, "Excuse me, can I pass you?" Or you got to keep your distance, and you got to be masked up all the time and gloved. But yeah, that's New York State. That's Cuomo. But hey, you got to do, or we're all screwed.
Before it's all over,
Ray.
I'm gonna go to the bank with my bandana over my nose and mouth. I got to.
Today I was watching the
Just
news. It
'cause
was
I'll be
truly.
like-
Oops. Sorry.
Huh? No, you're good. Go ahead.
I was watching the news today, and it was showing that the mother is a physician and the father was a EMT. They just lost their 5-year-old daughter to COVID because,
What?
yeah, the parents were first responders and they caught it and gave it to the daughter.
And she didn't have the immune.
She didn't have it, no, and she passed away yesterday.
Oh my god.
And a lot of these states are trying to push schools to open. We're closed.
That's dumb. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard out of all this shit.
Yeah, we're closed down the rest of the year.
Well, I'm a teacher, and I can tell you, if it's old folks and people working and you told them the rules about keeping distance and wearing masks and gloves, it'll work.
Yeah.
It's the kids that, oh my God, they won't see each other for 50 minutes between classes, and all of a sudden, I miss you so much. They start hugging. And then the kids who make out, we always tell them no PDAs, no public displays of affection. And man, they're like locked on.
Hey, adults.
I mean, you never know where you can, like, what you touch or whatever,
COVID's not going to stop me from fornicating. That's all I got to say.
Well, no, but
Duly noted.
we're talking about kids here.
No, that's right. No, they do in the bathrooms or behind a building or
If the world's about to end, I hope they go for the gusto.
And my question: how are you going to test every child that goes into?
No, you don't have to test them. You just test their temperature. That's easy.
Yeah, their temperature and all.
Yeah. Then they go at the front gate. If they have the temperature, they go home.
Yeah.
You don't have to test them.
You're talking about 300 in each classroom.
No, you're talking about 5,000 to a high school.
Wow.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, he's in California. He's got the big closet.
And you're talking about 1,000 for middle schools and about, depending on the area, 800 to 600 kids in elementary.
Yeah, just in one school, we have like 300 to 400 kids, and we got like 5 schools.
Dang.
Well, my district is the 4th largest in the state. We have 75,000 students.
Yeah, we only got 12,000 people in the city.
It's how small the town I was growing up. We had 6-man football. 6-man football. We weren't even big enough to be a 1A.
Well, that should have not been tackle football. It should have been flag football at least.
Yeah, but you can't even do touch football.
No.
Yeah, not anymore. Never hurt somebody's feelings.
Where's everybody located? I know Al and I are in New York State.
Colorado.
I'm in Southern Illinois, close to St. Louis.
Hector's California.
I'm right outside of Denver.
Central, very dead center of the state.
Where's Melissa at?
Southern Illinois. I'm an hour east of St. Louis.
Okay. How are things out everybody's way there?
Barely like anything happened. I mean, restaurants and liquor stores or restaurants and bars are closed. Everything closes earlier than it should. That's really about it.
Bars?
No bars,
Yeah, they
no
started closing bars at
restaurants.
8 a.m. like 3 weeks ago, maybe 4. I don't even know. It's all running together now.
I wonder if down in like New Orleans and stuff, they still have the drive-through daiquiri and hurricane places.
We still have our
Well, they had
drive-through
those beforehand?
stores.
Well, we have liquor stores.
Well, in North
But, I
Carolina,
mean, one that we have is on a bar. So I mean, you can go through and order a shot or a drink or whatever.
Hey, Coin Hunter, you're really showing your true colors. Don't be jealous, man.
I can't see chat. I didn't go to the desktop version.
Hey, Midnight. There we go. Look at Midnight said the same thing. He goes,
That was timing.
well, the state of California is liberal, anyways.
not in my area. You're not. You're only talking about San Francisco and L.A. You talk about the rest of the state? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, the rest of the state. When I think of California, I think of liberals.
And every time I think of New York, I always keep thinking of the mafia, and that's it.
Yeah, the mafia. Yeah. Matter of fact,
I just think of asshole people who can't drive.
Syracuse used to be Little Chicago back in the day. That's what it was called.
When I picture California, I think of people who are incredibly too cocky and brag about their state too much. And when I think of New York, I think of people who are always in a rush and can't really drive.
Yeah, we ain't got time. We got New York Minute, buddy.
You ain't got time and you ain't got the room to learn how to drive a car because nobody drives because there's no room to learn.
Yeah, we got to
Keep
get.
it the wrong button.
I think
We got
whenever I
to
think of California, I think of California girls.
get.
I think of people. I think of dudes with horrible tattoos.
Okay. I've seen the California girls. I've seen Hawaiian girls. I've seen women from, I should say girls, women in all states that I've been to. You know, it's I haven't seen a pair I didn't like.
Yeah.
But I hear that a Colorado 10 is a California 7, is what I hear. I've never
Really?
been, so I can't tell you. I
You
can't
go to
tell from now.
You get Australia, you get a lot of different pairs.
Okay, if you go to Hawaii, where you see everybody going to Hawaii on the beaches, and you look around, and there's hardly any locals there. If you
Yeah,
go
they
to
don't all
Because
look like
locals hate,
Sheldon.
yeah,
locals hate Howleys.
yeah, Howleys, yeah. And when you go with my brother-in-law, when we go to Molokai or we go to Kauai, there's the locals, and I'm talking about Hawaiian beauties like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah, because they avoid the Howleys. Yeah, I mean they straight up avoid the Howleys. Like it's all I know this. You never go to the public places anymore.
No.
I remember I was on a carrier in the late 70s, and we pulled into Sydney for a port call, and the girls they put notes with their names, telephones, numbers, and tennis balls and threw them up on the deck. And they had a thing called Dial-A-Sailor. Oh man, that was a great time. You know, I mean, there was like over 100 sailors at what they call missed ships movement. They hooked up with somebody, and they were gone. They were gone. Officers too.
I bet you can tell the story, sir.
Oh yeah, that was a great time. Let me tell you.
Dr. Hill, were you on the USS Ranger?
No. You know who was the CEO of the Ranger? Jim Morrison's father.
Mm-hmm.
And his father became an admiral, and they have a restaurant in Carmel, California, and they serve the best Belgian omelet. I mean, to die for. It's fantastic. It's right near Long Beach, where the USS was the New Jersey was for a while, and I was with this one unit, and we the Marine contingent on board. We went with them when they did a Tiger cruise from Long Beach to Pearl and back. That was a blast.
Yeah, my brother-in-law was on USS Ranger for 8 years.
8 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard that that got a bad rep for a while, didn't it?
When they were home, no, but when they were overseas, especially in the Philippines, or when they were in what's the other place? Oh, Japan.
Mm-hmm. Yokosuka?
Yep.
Yeah, the old Olongapo in the Philippines. Oh yeah. Oh man. Oh geez. That's another place that's got a lot of stories.
Yeah, my brother-in-law came home with some stories that I can't even mention right now because
If we was on Tom, we'd do it.
Nina can, right, it's like I said in Australia, you had the girls waiting at the pier. Well, in Olongapo, you had them waiting at the gate.
Mhm.
You go, yo, Stella, you want a date? Oh boy.
Sound of freedom.
Oh, I can't coin hunter because I played that one night and there was probably 8 people started doing it and I did not have the timing for like right when somebody's name would pop up and it would just give me a headache. So once bitten, twice shy on that mod unmod game. Pew pew.
So what's everybody else up to later today? Me, it's same old.
Well, as a senior citizen in the morning, we're going to go shopping because they allow only a certain age group goes into the store, and we have first dibs on all the groceries.
Yeah, they have that here now. You know, I live like 2 miles from, it's called a Rite Aid in Surefine.
Mhm.
And from 8 to 10 is for 60 and up, or younger if they're like, disabled, they come in. And then the rest of them come in and pick over what we leave.
Well, I used to work in grocery, 35 years ago, and I just got a letter and a call last week. They want me to go back to work there, and it won't affect my retirement. I said, sounds like a good idea. I told my wife, she said, hell no, she said.
I've seen a lot of new faces in the places I go. The post office, store, you name it. Everywhere I go, new faces. And the military, they are calling up all the retired medical personnel.
Yep.
And they called me up, and I said, well, look and see. I'm 64 now, and I'm 100% disabled. I don't think, and then, oh, we'll find a place for you. I go, no, thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. Then they go, well, you can have your retirement disability, and we'll pay you your rate when you retired. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? What would you want me to do? He says, well, you're a corpsman, you're a medic, you're an administrator, you can do the health records and stuff. And I said, I hated that. And they go, well, let us know. And that's that. I'm not going back. I'm not going to do it because they want me to wear a uniform. And I'm like, well, what about working from home? And he says, well, you can go to the reserve center near you and they'll give you a special office. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. If I can work from home, I'll do it. Call me back. And they haven't, so that's that.
Well, you never that in
That would be good money. That would be good money.
As a matter of fact, my daughter is working for disability, the state of California, and she works 8 hours there at home. And then from 6, they give her an hour break for dinner. And then from 6 to 10, she works 4 hours a day and some on Saturday for the unemployment because there's so many people not working.
I was talking to Dave, and he's working at home. And Stacking Nerds working at home, Seduced by Silver's working at home. Just about everybody in these kind of positions working at home, except Silver Vessels in construction. He's got to go out. Even Silver Wolverine's at home now. So I think it's like 8 out of 10 people I know are at home working.
Yeah, because a lot of stackers do the prepping too. So they were already prepared to say, sure, I'll stay home.
Well, behind my house, there's like 400 acres of vineyards, and behind that, there's a bunch of almonds. There's everybody working there still. All the undocumented workers, they're still working because if they don't work, nobody eats.
That's what I was wondering. I go up when I go up to Surefine, I go by the fields for Eagles Farms, and I was thinking to myself, all the the migrant workers from like Puerto Rico and Mexico or stuff, they're going to be coming up soon. What's the deal with that? Because they put them in this house, and there's like 25 or so living in these houses, and they have the bus. I'm like, what are they going to do with them? Especially when it's all over, the season's over, and they send them back. I mean, there's going to be a lot of different things going on.
No, they can do the census 2020.
The only thing that I would tell them to do is that we need to put all the Americans out there to work that don't have jobs.
Yeah, you're talking about the ones on welfare and stuff too. That's not going to happen. Oh no, I'm going to stay home and collect my welfare. But yeah, you're right. The ones that don't have jobs. I did that when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old. Went out and picked beans, strawberries.
Most Americans won't. I mean, there's the United Farm Workers. It's a union here in California. Actually, it's nationwide. But the chapter here tried to get people hired. They went to the unemployment office and they offered these people to work in the fields. Well, how much does it pay? It's by the bucket or by the tray or not by the hour, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And they wouldn't do it.
It was we used to get, for strawberries, it was by what they called the flat.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, the beans were by the bushel. And I think the other ones were by the peck. And to fill one bushel bag of snap peas or string peas, man, it could take you forever because they don't want it just flush with the top. They want a mound up there. And tell you, it was tough. Some of the guys would put a rock in the bottom and fill it up.
No, if you got caught doing that, they wouldn't pay you for the bucket.
Oh yeah.
Well, I used to pick tomatoes.
There's Al's cat again.
It's not my cat.
I thought you had a dog.
It's not my cat.
I do. I have 2 dogs.
Okay.
But we're fostering a cat.
Really?
Yeah, right now till we can get
somebody
to adopt the damn thing. I mean, a nice, pretty kitty cat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it sounds like an animal in there. Nice try.
Nerve. Oh, why is it not connected?
Did they say goodbye? Stern and Vintage?
I didn't notice her drop down because I had other stuff over my screen, and then I saw him drop off.
Oh, is that what her name was? Vintage?
Yeah.
Vintage Soul. Actually, you had a name that had Vintage in it, didn't you, at one time, a channel?
Yeah, I had Vintage Soul. I just didn't know who that was.
Oh, no. Oh, darn it. Missed opportunity right there because I had told her when I first had seen her name, I was like, they were like, oh, what was that? And I said, it's a he. And they're like, no, it's a she. And I was like, oh, well,
yeah.
I was like, I know somebody had a name very similar to that.
Yeah, there's a couple females out there that I get confused with sometimes.
Well, I knew you with that name first.
But yeah, I know
not anybody else. So. Young co-owner. Yeah, poor Al and his Trime story.
Yeah, it was actually ended up. I went to somebody as a gift.
Mm-hmm. I know.
It was bad blood there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I never did get my trade.
Anything?
Yeah, I didn't get nothing.
Yeah, Scott found that in the bargain bin for $3.50, and I was like, well, I can't see the date on it.
That's all right. If I ever get on my legs again, I'll find another damn Trime. I don't.
That cat needs a holdie.
It'll go on and off here.
Isn't the date?
So Super gone for the day?
Surely not.
Yeah, which one was that? Was that 1853?
No, this is a 52.
52.
Yeah.
I think your cat wants love.
Yeah, you can give it love.
Give me some love.
As I said, it needs a holdie. That one
My light's flashing. I'm down to 5%, so I'm gonna say au revoir, adios.
Sorry for your battery loss. You should use a computer.
Well, yeah, I got those. Look over here. With this mess. I've got this is an ellipsis pad. There's my iPad, and here's a big underneath it. There's a big uh-oh. You there still?
Yep.
Right when I click on him, it's like, well, never mind.
I don't know what the hell happened, but I lost the picture. Anyways, yeah, there's a Lenovo. But nice talking to all of you. I'll catch you all again, all right?
Yep, I'm glad I finally got you up here for a panel.
All right, Dr. Who.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, I made my Pickle Rick appearance.
Yeah, bye, Dr. Who. And bye,
Always nice to see Pickle Rick.
I love Pickle Rick.
First time I met somebody who was younger than I was.
Huh?
Older than me.
I knew what you meant. Yeah, I can make that out to save my life.
Not by much.
No, with him, no. I think he's only a few months. Because he said late 70s, so I imagine that he said high school, and I kind of think that he was either class of 74 or 75 or 73.
Yeah. I'm 82.
You are not.
Class of 82.
Okay, I was going to say, come on now, sir.
I know what he meant.
Yeah. Sandhorder, those are customer wrapped rolls I haven't gone through yet.
Hey, tomorrow.
And I've been working on it for a month.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, what's his name? Chuck Daughtry is having an auction on boxes of coin rolls. $1.
Yes.
The starting bid.
Yes.
Yeah. And that would be what channel?
Copper coins.
See, you got to list the name of the channel because Chuck Daughtry. Yeah, I know the guy, but I don't know what channel he has.
Yeah.
The guy that wrote the book that makes us all go,
oh,
no.
Has he put out his list yet, or is he going to do that tomorrow morning?
Very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable.
I don't know.
And it's starting at $1, and he said they can probably fit in a flat box 20 to 25 rolls. Hey, Stenhorder, you can do that tomorrow?
Yeah.
What kind of?
we need to get Stenhorder up here every once in a while just for a little conversation, and if he wants to go back down, it's fun.
Yeah, I sent him the link on Facebook.
When he's trying to get you're trying to get a box? All 50?
Tim, who knows?
Well, I'm thinking about. I'm kind of leery, but I don't want to go too far above a certain price. Oh, you're in bed. Okay. Shh.
Yeah. What are they? Wheat pennies or something?
I think so.
Most likely, yeah.
Yeah. They were.
But what year though?
They're worth $2, but it's not going to be by the year.
Well, you know which one's going to go higher, or the all dates.
Yeah, I didn't hear what he said exactly. I just knew when I got in there. Oh, excuse me.
He might throw a 1937 or 39 in just to make it in the 30s.
$100, $150 a box. Ooh.
Man, there's some auctions I've seen in there like
they're uncirculated.
Yeah.
Like oh God, silver nitrate. I don't even know how much he spent that day. And he's like, I'm gonna have to go stand on the corner after this.
Tell him I won't buy.
Well, you figure the shipping's going to cost you $50.
Well, he said he's going to put it in a flat rate box, so those are $14. So I don't know if that's what he was saying during today's or this evening's. I mean, I'm sorry, yesterday's evening's coin roll search.
A whole box of pennies.
Well, he said what'll fit in the box is 20 to 25, so it can't be a whole box.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say there's no way you're gonna fit $100.
Well, no, he said that it would fit only 20 to 25 in each box, and that would be the flat rate box.
Right. Yeah, that's
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be no $25 for the dollar roll. There's no way.
about $25 for the box.
Well, I'm gonna see the list.
What size box you thinking?
The number of rolls.
No,
I don't-
think the postal box, the flat rate, whatever.
It's got to be. Really, I don't know.
Well, the $16 one is like the size I sent to you from Scent Hoarder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that would hold more than 25 rolls.
But he packs really good. Not saying Scent Hoarder doesn't, because he definitely does.
Hey, Scent Hoarder. I'm gonna send you my telephone number when you are ready to go on. I'm gonna go on at the same time and see how the auction goes.
Yeah, Midnight Silver just said 50s, 60s, 70s, and up, whatever, is what you're going to get out of the rolls.
Oh, it's gonna be a mix then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
Shaq, we don't have the guy with the box.
Kenzie Phillips. Good morning, and thank you for coming by.
Hey, Kenzie. I hope you and the baby are doing good. Man, Sam just went to bed.
Good morning, Kenzie.
He was like, the baby doesn't care who went to bed. Or
S.
who
Max says that's more reason flat Earth exists. Flat rate shipping.
Are we going to start on flat? Earth?
Hold on.
Oh,
S.
dear.
Max, if I had said that to the people I said today, I would not be talking to them still.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's one thing. If you can't, it's like that's not what the channel's about. And if you can't just come joke about stuff, that's not. I don't know.
I sat here knowing good well, and oh my gosh, they said I was indoctrinated, and I said, really? I just couldn't believe some of the things they were saying about how they say in the Bible that it was
everything that was talked about was conspiracy. It's been going on for years.
Okay, but why come into a coin channel and start getting in an uproar about a topic that no one is there for?
Oh no.
I guess the same thing that we were talking about food, and it was a coin channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody has to eat food, you know.
Except for diabetics.
Yeah.
You have to have some kind of nutrients on food. I mean,
yeah.
Oh, Sam said, "Here I am."
Scent Hoarder's here.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Kenzie, she said, "Good morning," and I was like, "Man, Sam just went to bed. It seems like." And he said, "Oh, I'm here."
Boy.
I didn't know this. I was watching 25 Things You Don't Know About Certain Things.
Mhm.
Did you know that to avoid using the Loctite right here, that if you took it flip the cap upside down, you can actually close it?
Yes, sir.
I did not know that.
Some bottles used to say that.
Really? You just learned that?
Yes. Are you kidding me? My English wasn't that good a long time ago.
Yeah, back in the day, I used to just cut the tab off so I could open it.
I always made sure I left it the way he had it in the first place because, well, I break stuff, drop stuff. Everybody.
If you don't close it, the moisture will get into the pills and actually deteriorate the potency.
Oh yeah.
That's why you leave the silicone tab in it.
Mine don't come with that in there.
Well, some of the medicines do.
That reminds me. Speaking of medicine, I have to go see a man about a horse.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I used to cut the tab off to make it easier. But But they do stand up better, upside down, if you do it that way. Especially when you got 23 of them. Right, Hoover?
Oh yeah, I've been through your medication list with you before.
I've added a few more. I've got antibiotic. I've got an antibiotic I'm taking, and then I got something I got to take before I take my Lasix for my water pill. And that, oh my God, yeah, I'm 25 or 26 now. Yeah, I know. You know, I was saying I was in the hospital. They kicked me out of the hospital because they needed the beds and the surgeons and all that crap for the COVID virus. That's why I got kicked out. So I had to.
I did not know that. I mean, first time I talked to you forever was when Novus was on, and I know we didn't touch on that.
So I had to reschedule my surgeries, or at least one surgery. They're going to fix all. I've got I got a cyst on each one of my kidneys, and I have that big hole, that big gaping hole. What do you call it? For my intestines, I got an ulcer. And they did do laser surgery when they went in with it. They finally was able to get into the small intestines from the stomach, and they used a longer camera or something, and it's got the laser on it where it's sealed most of it.
Okay, so
because I went back in again for bleeding and diverticulitis again. But,
yeah, I didn't know if somebody was being silly earlier, not trying to put diverticulitis in, but
yeah. And then they gave me 2 days later. They rushed me out of the room from a person that was in there that probably had COVID virus because he was really bad shape, hacking, coughing, couldn't breathe. And then all of a sudden he started going delirious, while I was in the same room.
Hi, Matt.
So they moved me to another room, and then 2 days later they says, "Well, you can go. Get the hell out of here. Well, just reschedule or schedule a new appointment." So I did, and they were going to do the tele thing, like Zoom.
Yeah, the doctors that like this, basically.
Yeah, and then the doctors supposedly got sick and canceled my appointment. So here I am back to freaking square one again.
Oh, I hate that for you.
I can't get nothing fixed.
Sounds like the opposite of mine. I had to drive instead of my doctor being 40 minutes away. He went back to his original office, an hour and 15 minutes away. And then the next week when I called because nobody was in the office as I was leaving the appointment so that I could pay for said appointment. And he said, "Oh, just call Monday or whatever." And, I forgot and called the next Friday. It was after 3. Nobody answers. And then, I get to hear the message prompts and stuff. And it's like, oh, we're doing the telemeetings or appointments. And I thought, man, why are you guys not doing these last week? It would save me an hour.
I kept wondering if the teleconference was going to do any good. You can't talk to me. You can't see me. You can't do, your, blood pressure shit. Yeah. You can't do all that. You're talking on a TV like we're doing right now,
And they make you do like your own capillary refill, like here, hold your finger up there and your ankles and stuff. I mean, unreal.
So it's like, yeah, that's a waste of freaking time. I mean,
they can't even take your blood pressure.
Hey, Andrew Cooper, Matt.
I got a blood pressure cup here. I have a oxygen meter. I have a respiratory. What do you call it? The spigometer. That's how you pronounce it.
Spigmometer.
Yeah.
I have an oximeter, and I also have a blood pressure kit.
No, you're talking about the pulse ox that you put on your finger.
Yeah.
That does your blood saturation.
Right.
Yeah, your SaO2. Yeah.
And did you know that you could put USB port and put it to your heart?
No.
Yeah.
That would work good.
Because there's an app that turns the signal from the heart sound into electrical impulses.
And so you're
talking about an app for a phone, not a computer.
No. It goes straight to the phone. even the light in the back of your phone.
I don't have,
Can measure your blood pressure too.
yeah, but I don't have a phone.
No, but I'm saying
You can't get an app for a computer if it's for the phone.
Because you gotta have the sensor. What you're saying? Yeah.
And you can do that with your webcam up here.
Wait, it'll. Oh,
Yeah, the light that's on there.
Well, there you go.
It measures the capillaries. It doesn't measure your veins.
Huh.
It's the smallest part of the finger that. It's also close to the surface of the skin.
Write it down, everybody. Somebody got out. No excuse now.
Send me a carbon copy of it.
Okay. What time is it right now? 3. Okay, I'm gonna call it at 3.
6 o'clock.
3:30.
Okay.
My time.
Yeah, I had very few hours of sleep in the day before that.
I know.
But I was like, "Oh, I'll start a stream after we get done." I thought, "No."
All right, Matt, 83. Later.
Bye, Matt.
What kind of traffic? Boat traffic or
On
car?
the boat, on the barge or the ship or barge.
I'm gonna have to send an email to Sandhorter to make sure before he goes on with
Sure.
the Copper Coins auction. I want to talk to him.
Yeah, I watched part of when they were going through the 1955 S roll.
The same ones I have.
For him.
I've got a bunch of those.
We had a bunch of die chips in the Mitmark and
And I went back over the 55 S's that I have here.
Yeah. Did you find?
And I found a lot of die chips. A lot of these are all 55s.
I think the 55S has an error too, but I can't remember.
And they're in really good shape.
those look nice. Yeah, make it bigger.
It's like a DDO or something.
That's another one here.
Yeah.
That is nice.
The reason why they're so shiny is because the bank never released the coins till later on.
Yeah.
They held on to them in the bank.
Let's see. There we go. I mean, the fields are clear too. Every one of them, every other one is has a little bit of damage, but most of them are really nice.
Hi, Andrew.
Andrew Cooper, how you doing, sir? Well,
No, just the essence you're talking about that they did that, or just 55s in general?
no, the 55, the roll of 55s he did.
Oh, I meant that. I was saying that the bank held back on.
Oh,
Yeah, they held the bank bags back in the bank. They never issued them in 55 in the year 55. And then I think it was like 10 or 20 more years they released it and people grabbed them up.
I tell you what,
That's why you get all the MSBU looking coins from 55S.
I got a roll from I'm pretty sure Hector's seen some of it. I need to get it in an actual order. But it's like a die deterioration progression. There's die cracks up in the head and on the bottom of the coin. And it's got the right die marker on the back on the T. It's just, that thing is insane looking. But every last penny in the roll, except for, well, there was one missing. There was only 49 in there. It's not.
Isn't that American Numismatist Association? Yeah, exactly. Okay. Thank you, Johnny. Well, you said A&M and A&A, and Samuel didn't know what it was.
Oh. Yeah, that's the one. Because Trey, or what does Trey even go by now? New picker.
Yeah, I gotta sign up for that for the year.
Yeah, he sent me or emailed me a copy of the sheet that you fill out for that, because he's like, yeah, it's kind of buried in the pages of whatever, but that's the one that you send to NGC.
Yeah, but I got an email from them.
Oh, well, that's even better.
Yeah, so I don't know how they did that.
It's probably all the algorithm stuff on Google.
Man, probably.
Coins, okay.
Alcoholics and Anonymous. Yeah.
Excuse me. I don't think the A&A cost, or it might not be much, like $25 or something. I know it's not a lot. And I feel like I wish I could remember what Stern said. Next month is if you didn't have an existing account with them or haven't had one before, you get some really deep discount on your membership or something. But it's supposed to be a pretty sweet deal.
I was thinking more like anal and assholes.
Oh my.
Well, he's making fun of the Numismatic Association.
I don't think Apples and Pears was making fun of. Well, that's probably me with PNC Bank since I found it over here. It was like picking new coins, pulling new. I don't even remember. I've stopped since then.
Well, you hurt my feelings.
I did.
No, Samuel.
No, Samuel, you have no idea. Al's kind of sensitive about something.
Yeah, I mean, we're all numismatists. I thought we were, in the chat. Nobody knows what an A&A is.
The beginning of Anaheim.
Oh, stuff it, Samuel.
And here we are.
He said, okay, fine, bye.
He knows. I think so. I hope so.
I hope so, too.
Oh, surely. If his wife's got the sense of humor to be sending me pictures of the baby that has like the filters where like it has the big eyebrows on it. No, that's funny.
I usually do play on words, or I do idioms, and I try to make something funny,
Right.
So I ain't no better. When I was in the hospital, I had them give me while I was there, pumps. Pump my legs up.
For your feet?
For my legs, not my feet, but for the legs itself. Where all the
one that's like
where all the holes are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, it worked out great. By the time I left the hospital, my legs were awesome.
And then suckers coming with me.
Of course, they won't let me steal the machine when I left.
That's what I've been like. If you don't want pink, I don't touch that thing. It's like out the door goes with me.
Because you know me, I grab everything in the hospital because all they're going to do is throw it away.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, "Can I have that machine?"
No kidding.
But yeah,
when they took the external rods off my legs, my dad said, "Well, you should have told them you wanted to keep that." He's like, "They're not going to do anything with it anyway." And he goes, "I could have put it in my scrap metal." I'm like, "Oh my God, Dad."
Yeah, it would pump up every few seconds, and it's like a squeeze. It squeezed the water out of your leg.
Yeah.
And when I left there, neither one of my legs were swelled up anymore. Till I got home and started drinking beer again.
Right, but something.
Yeah, I still don't drink as much as I used to. So,
I mean, like a more affordable at-home version of it or something.
But I probably going to have to go to the wound clinic again and have them authorize a machine for me.
Well, I hope you get one because I know how your ankles have gotten before you need it. for sure.
Yeah, Beth Coddington uses one every morning. She like, why? Just do it at night. Go to bed and put it on your legs.
Yeah.
Do you wear compression socks, Albert?
What's that?
Compression socks?
Oh, I hate
Yeah, the problem with that is if my feet start swelling up,
Mm.
they start hurting. I have to get them off, and usually I end up cutting them off because they're so tight.
Yeah. Good night, Sam. Good night, Kenzie. Sleep well.
All right, later, Samuel. And
Kenzie.
I don't think Kenzie's leaving, is he?
She.
Okay. Yeah, Samuel's got to go lay back down.
I don't blame him.
But yeah. But I've been on antibiotics for 2 months now.
It seems like every time I haven't talked to you for a while and then see you again, you're on antibiotics.
Well, I knew it was coming in December. I was starting to feel not myself, or feeling bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started getting the diverticulitis again in February, or middle of February, and then finally I had no choice. I had to go to the hospital because I started bleeding, which is part of your intestines, the ulcers and stuff.
Yeah.
But fortunately, I didn't have to get any blood this time. I didn't wait till the last minute. So yeah, it seems like every time we talk.
Yeah.
But that's why I stopped doing videos and well, there's a lot of reasons why I stopped doing. I mean, I still made a couple videos and I still did a couple live streams, but not the same as what I used to, day in, day out.
Yeah. I think a lot of us kind of changed our, schedule. I don't know if you'd say schedule, but maybe habits of when and how often.
Like I said, I told everybody I got burned out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not feeling good, and to sit there and edit stuff and get it, upload and all that. That's sometimes and actually making the video takes 8 hours a day.
Yeah, forget that. That's like E Pluribus was saying. Oh, I don't really want to do shout out videos and stuff. Because he's like, it takes time away from coin roll hunting and family and stuff. And
oh yeah,
like, how long does it take to do a mail call? And he's like, well, the editing. And so I was like, I don't edit.
No, mine's the same way. I just do it. Name, what do you got? Thank you very much. Bye.
Yeah, I mean, like me knocking over the camera and stuff with my foot, that's everybody knows that's something I do.
The last couple of mail calls I did live stream on it, or whatever, and that was in the beginning, and then we hang out.
Yeah, I did a couple, but what I definitely learned I needed to do was do it first and then let people on the panel, because otherwise you can't.
But I do like the videos better because it's more, about them,
Yeah.
Well, mine lasted 4 hours with Scent Hoarders package.
Yes,
that was a lot.
It was a 2-day event. We had the unboxing and then the video.
the key word was live stream and mail call. I was like, well, no, I'm not going to rewatch it. Just getting to the good parts, you know what I'm saying?
No, I did, because it's like when Linda, your wife, did something, I was like, oh, she's gonna get hooked now, maybe just a little bit.
Johnny,
I did tell you I was gonna get 2 boxes of halves, or I'm gonna get 2 boxes of quarters. Then later on I said, how about if we get a box of pennies, a box of nickels, a box of dimes, a box of quarters, and a box of halves? And she goes, well, how much does that come out to? You really want to know? She goes, yeah, about $1,300. She goes, yeah. What? Hey, but the money's still there.
Yeah, it's not like, that's what I say. It's the funnest kind of gambling. You're getting chances to win, but if you don't, just put it back in the pile and you didn't lose anything.
I'm trying to get to the I'm sorry, ANA coin collecting.
Mm-hmm.
And the it says it's money.org. Is that right?
I don't know. Trey just sent me the paperwork because he said it was the application because he was like, it's buried.
And
So I
it's
guess
and
that's
it's
maybe what he meant.
also
Huh.
it's also not available right now.
Night, Kenzie.
All right, Kenzie.
He says it is, Hector.
I'm sorry?
Johnny Ray says yes. That's the site.
Wow. It's the first time I've ever seen that. Well, it's probably too long to put on American Numismatic Association.
Joe and Diane Durbin.
Were they here?
No, I'm looking at the shout out Johnny did.
Hey, thanks, Johnny Ray.
I thought, yeah, Joe and Diane Durbin. Yep. I'll watch it, Johnny.
Oh, I got tricked. I pulled up Trey's email and it was the one that wrote. I gave him the idea to use the song "Breaking the Law" when Peavy had the.
You said Trey.
Hat on.
You said Trey. You're talking about the kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was trying to find where he sent me.
Isn't that like Sent Hoarder now or something?
No, he's numismatic picker.
Nice.
Right.
Are you going to get into them?
I was debating.
Looks like it's already been opened.
Nope. It's been on this tube since I got it. Came from the bank. I mean, from
I know your tricks now. It barely bothers me now.
Buffalo, so you got a chance there. You get a speared buffalo or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really curious about Copper Coin's auction tomorrow.
He says Michael Kiddo has a video on the ANA thing or something. I think, is that what he means?
Let me go check it. Let's see. Do I have an extra one open? No, I don't. Let's start another one.
I wonder if I saved that in my Google Drive because all I have is that video, and there's no way I deleted it.
Yeah, the ANA, he has a video out on it.
Yep, there it is.
A lot of my bells have been shut down.
Yeah, I noticed that myself.
Like Johnny Ray, I haven't seen him pop up in a long time, and I seen him yesterday, and it's like,
Ha ha! Bazinga! I got it.
what the hell? Okay, my bell's turned off.
What'd you get?
The application because I still had it saved in my Google Drive.
Yeah, it seems like I got out of the hospital a month ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, whenever they shut down New York.
Yeah, that's about 3 weeks to a month ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Well, they shut down the schools first, and then after about a week, they finally shut down all of New York because that's when my YMCA let everybody go. My sister works there. You know, all gyms and swimming pools and whatever.
Swimming bowls. It doesn't sound very appealing. Okay. I think I'm about ready to go to sleep, you guys.
Me too.
I gotta go watch more of Mayor de Blasio and see what he has to say because he's starting to get people to snitch on people.
I got to watch the back of my eyelids because I'm exhausted.
And then the governor comes on, he talks more shit. And then the president comes on, he talks more shit.
Yeah, but which one would you be more scared of?
New York State, the governor, because he's the one that imposes all the freaking taxes on fuel and tobacco, and and all sorts of crap, and that's not the federal government. And that's why New York is a high cost of living, because everything is taxed to death.
Not higher than California, or probably the
No,
same.
no, not higher than California, but you guys live in a beautiful freaking beach area, like you got condos and all that stuff. We don't have condos.
I'm in the desert. There's no beaches around here. You got to be kidding me, Al.
Well, you got 20 minutes to an hour to get to a beach.
3 hours.
Yeah,
Oh, you're so ornery.
mine is 6 hours to get to the Atlantic Ocean. 7, 8 if you count traffic. Right now, no traffic. But
If you're talking about lakes, it's only 25 minutes, 30 minutes away.
yeah, we have a lake. You can't swim or fish in it because it's freaking polluted. And then we got Lake Ontario, which is about 20 minutes away.
Albert, you got to remember, if we have water.
If you have water.
We don't have water in California.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's why they can't water their grass whenever they feel like it all.
I mean, everybody's turning their grass into desert back where like it originally was back in before the turn of the century. But last century.
Well, I lived in Arizona and we had water.
Oh yeah, you had the Hoover Dam too. But you also had
you got the Hoover Dam, which is about 30, 40 miles from there, but Patrick Junction or Phoenix. But they got all the waterways going over the top of the
I was in
roadsides and stuff.
My brother-in-law lived in Phoenix, Arizona. He lived in and I worked in Scottsdale, and I worked in Guadalupe and Mesa, Chandler.
About 40 miles north, you get right to the lake,
I didn't see one lawn, not one green lawn.
Oh, no, we had green lawn, but it cost you a fortune.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just rock and pebble.
And right now, we're on a tier system. We have 3 tiers. You go past the 3rd tier, you're paying like $300 to $400 a month for water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you also got what you can do coming off the rooftop and shit, water.
If it rained.
That's why he was saying if we have water.
It rains in Arizona desert. You drive right through it.
Yeah, during monsoon season, but
yeah, it's like a sheet of water, and all of a sudden you drive through, and it's just nothing but desert, dry again.
Well, I was there in July. Yeah, it was July, and when I got off the plane, it was 90 degrees, and it was 90% humidity at 7 a.m. in the morning. Yeah,
the humidity there is nice. It could be 103, and you'd still wouldn't sweat. 107. I think it was 104 when I was there. That was the top.
I was there last time. It was 120 in the shade.
Yeah.
Or did that. Dry heat or not.
Of course, you got the, was it the...
Oh, vintage there. There's vintage.
Hey, vintage, though.
Hey, vintage. Yeah, we're about to call it quits. I'm about to drop my head on the desk.
Yeah, about 10 minutes, maybe less.
Sorry. So we're leaving.
You call it Hilby.
Yeah. Did you get that email I just sent you with the ANA thing?
Let me check.
I was waiting a minute before.
Yep, I got it.
I'll let myself out. All right.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Al. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Bye, Hector. I hope. I think I said the link, not the copies of it. So.
It says I need to ask permission for what? You're signed in. Oh, okay. I got it.
Did it go?
No, it didn't.
Okay. That's what I knew. I did that I did my auction, and my phone kept going bing, 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 and it was like I can't auction and do this at the same time. So I felt like this was probably going to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Last open by me. And yeah. Actually need to be in the right one. I'm not looking under the right account. Anyway, I'll find it and put the okie dokie on it.
Okay. I'll kill these two.
Like,
I'll kill these two, and then I'll look for them later.
okay.
All right. Good night.
Good night. Bye, everybody in chat. Johnny Ray.
Bye, everybody. Night.
Nicole.
Bye, Albert. Bye, Vintage.
Bye, Al. And I don't know who else. So,
Okay. Bye,
Bye.
Good night.
Hey. All right, everybody. You know what to say. Take care of yourself and each other.